What's up, everybody? Brennan here, multifamily investor. So I'm going to be going through some pretty important questions that I get a lot from our students, mentees, people around that have interest in multifamily. Is how do I talk to the commercial real estate brokers if I'm a newbie investor and I don't have a lot of experience? So we're going to go through the top 10 questions on that specifically today. So here I am on the screen. If you don't know who I am, Brennan, been in the multifamily space for about 15 years, came up through family through the financial crisis, currently own just under 1,000 units and about $185 million in assets. But we started with one condo back in 2010, right in the midst of the financial crisis, and then we've scaled and grown since then. Our goal is to 10,000 units and $1 billion plus in real estate, but that's kind of what we do. And we're doing it around the country. So I'm going to kind of minimize myself here. See how small I can get myself here. And we're going to walk through this. So here's the thing. When you're starting to get into this space of the multifamily and how you actually do this, people get caught kind of in their own mind around finding deals, the financing and capital, all the imposter syndrome stuff. So let's go through the top 10 questions that you would deal with regarding brokers and how you would handle that as you're getting started in multifamily. So how to talk to brokers as a newbie investor. It's a very, very good move to start getting on the phone with the brokers to get started to find these pre-market, off-market deals. That's the process that we teach. First impressions are everything, especially in the commercial real estate space, and brokers are sizing you up. They're just trying to get an idea, can this person close the escrow, close on the property, if I give them the deal? That's what it boils down to. So how do you show that you're serious, that you're credible, you're capable of closing? So these are the top 10 questions to go through and how you're going to deal with your responses to them on these. So let's go through this. Here we go. Number one, what kind of properties are you looking for? Sometimes you'll get this question. Answer to this. I'm focused on small to mid-sized multifamily deals, typically 10 to 50 units, value add potential. Now, a lot of these things that we teach is 10 to 30 unit space because that's definitely more bite-sizable in the mom and pop space. But under 50, for especially your first two deals. Once you execute that, then you can start to play ball in the bigger space, 50 plus units. I don't want to hear from gurus telling me to go to 50 plus units right now. It's not smart when you're a newbie. You need to play ball in the mom and pop space first, walk before you run, then you can go put the big boy pants on and go to 50 plus units. Okay, so 10 to 50 units, that's where you're going to answer this question. Next one. What markets are you focused in? Here's how you would answer that. I'm targeting city, state, for now because I've done my homework on the market fundamentals such as rent growth, population growth, job growth, and so forth, right? Median household income. Those are the main metrics you're looking to target. But that's how you would answer this question number two. Let's go to question number three I typically get. What price range in buying power are you looking for? What price range per unit or total overall? Here's how you would answer that. I'm currently underwriting deals in the $50,000 to $150,000 per unit, $1 to $3 million properties, depending on the opportunity and the potential for the upside. That's how you'll handle that. Next question. We're running through these quick. How will you be financing and capitalizing your deal? How are you going to actually do the financing and capital, bro? Can you do this? Can you pull it off? Here's how you're going to answer that. I'll be using a mix of conventional financing, 65 to 70% leverage. 65 to 70% leverage, syndicating the equity. Syndicating the equity. Now, what does syndicating mean? It's a sexy word for collaborating capital together. The OPM game of other people's money. Your money in conjunction with other people's money. How much money do you typically bring in? 10% of the equity. So if it's $100,000 needed for the down payment, you're coming in with 10 grand, you're raising the rest. Now, learning how to raise capital and do that, we teach a lot of that stuff. People need to learn that. You can Google it, YouTube it. You can look all over the internet for it. It's all there on how to do it. It's a matter of not so much the information, but how you use it. It's not the information, it's how you use it being handheld through that process. But this is the answer to that question. How will you be financing? I'll be using a mix. Conventional financing, typically 65 to 70% leverage. And I'll be syndicating the equity, the down payment, with our other investors and our investment partners. Yes, I am working closely with a lender currently and a few equity partners. Boom. That's how you'll answer that, okay? Next question. Have you closed on any multifamily deals before? Have you actually done this? Right? This is an important question. How would you actually answer this one and do it, where you're not lying, you're telling the truth, you're being direct, and you're letting them know what's up? I'm newer. Okay, I'm newer, but I've done investment properties and invested heavily in education and mentorship. I'm partnered right now with people who've closed over 1,000 units in the last several years. I'm happy to share my website and you can get some more information. So now your question, you're asking yourself, well, I haven't done any investment properties. Well, look, if you've been in the real estate space a little bit, whether it's your single family homes, things you've been around real estate, done a rental property, anything in general in the rental property space, even your own personal property, you've been around real estate, okay? That's the key to that. Now, you've also invested, if you've done mentorship and you've done some education, you've done some online stuff, you've learned this process, you're invested into that stuff, okay? That's direct. I am partnered right now with people who've closed over 1,000 units in the last several years. Now, you can't use this statement if you're not in our community, but if you are, we are your strategic partner. We allow you to put us on the part of your website as a strategic partner to do deals with, okay? Because it gives you clout, right? And that because you're in it and you're around it, we're the ones guiding you. We're holding your hand through this entire process, step by step. That's the key indicator, and we are your strategic partner. That's not a lie. That's very direct, and we're here to help you step by step, okay? And then I'm happy to share my website with you to get some more information. Well, the people that are in our community that come in, we give you a full-blown CRM, a full-blown website. We help you out with the LLC setup, all of that kind of back-end business stuff. We are here as your strategic partner. So you have a website, you're going to be able to show it. You're going to be able to have the CRM for investors and people and all that stuff in the back end. All that's there, okay? So this is all very direct. Depends on, if you're in our community, great. You'll have to change this. If you're not a problem, but this is how you would answer that directly and be forthcoming. Okay? Next question. Do you have a team of partners in place? Are you working with people? Are you a solo or are you doing it with other people? Here's how you answer that. Yes, I have a small team, including a mentor and a property manager who help me underwrite and operate the deals. Okay? So how does the process work? When you're going into any market, whether it's your current market in your backyard, that's a good one, or if you're ever to go out of state and manage properties, it's going to start with the brokers because they're your data providers. They're the people on the ground, the boots on the ground. Then from there, they're going to be able to give you a couple property management companies that their clients use, other people use in that market. And then from the property management companies, you're going to be able to get information about construction crews, renovation people, other people that can help you in managing, constructing, renovating those properties locally in the market. And that's your team. That's your team. Brokers, property managers, construction renovation crews. But they all intertwine and work together. Brokers know PM companies know construction crews. They all know each other. Okay, so utilize that in the market, but start with the brokers. Next question. How quickly can you make decisions and submit offers? Right? How quickly can you do this? Can you operate? Well, you got to be a doer and you got to be an action taker. Yes, I move fast. I have a deal review process in place. I can typically get back to you in 24 to 48 hours after receiving the package. When I say the package, I mean an offering memorandum, also known as an OM. Offering memorandum, also known as an OM. This is a nice little cute 10 to 15 page marketing package that the broker has. They'll be able to give it to you. If it's a super mom and pop, it may be like a one-page flyer. Okay, but you'll be able to get financials because the financials you need are the T12, the rent roll, and maybe kind of some other information. But those are the two main ones, right? But you would be asking for, hey, do you have a marketing package? Do you have a T12 and do you have a rent roll on the property? T12 means a profit and loss for 12 months. That's all it means. T12, 12 months, time 12. Profit and loss statement for 12 months. That's all it is. Next question. Are you working with any lenders or equity partners already? The answer to this one. I've already spoken with a few lenders and equity partners who are ready to fund once I have the right deal. Okay? That's very direct. What do I mean by that and how are you being direct and straightforward on that? So in the back end of our community, you have access to all of our vendors and systems. So the people that come in our download section, you're going to get access to this stuff, which is really cool. So in the back end of the download section, you're going to be scrolling down here to all the vendors and systems, And that includes attorneys, CPAs, bookkeepers that we use, everybody in our ecosystem that we use around the United States and other people in our community use, boom, right there, including 3 lenders. You can actually submit the deals directly to them and they can help you underwrite the deals. And that way they can provide the financing right there in the back end. Pretty cool. And we've provided all that. So next question. What's your investment strategy? Are you going to hold, value add, reposition it? Sometimes you'll get that question. My strategy is to buy underperforming assets where I can add value through renovations and improved management and hold for long-term cash flow and appreciation. The typical BRRRR, right? The BRRRR method. That's how you're going to answer that question. What kind of returns or deal metrics are you targeting? Cash on cash returns, IRR, which is internal rate of return, etc. You get that. So here's some of that lingo in that response. I'm targeting deals that can deliver at least a 6 to 10% cash on cash and a 14 to 20+% IRR, internal rate of return, over the next 3 to 5 years. Okay, that's how you're going to answer that one. That's how you're going to answer that one. I'm targeting deals that can deliver at least 6 to 10% plus cash on cash return and a 14 to 20% or more IRR in the next 3 to 5 years. So look, these are the top 10 questions you're probably going to get. There's plenty of others, sure. If you have any interest, I'm not trying to sell you here, but if you have any interest in getting hand-holding through a mentorship community of over 4,300 people inside there that are doing deals and collaborating and partnering around the United States, click here in the description. You can get some more information on that and kind of set up an info call and kind of go into the mentorship community that we do have. We also have a software that we created that's going to help you locate multifamily commercial deals anywhere in the United States directly to the owners and be able to skip trace them for contact info, get the marketing, direct mail to them, over 130 million different properties direct to the owner, completely off market. If you want to take that approach, it's called realestateradar.ai, realestateradar.ai. There's a link down in the description here for that as well. Take a look at it, trial it, see if you like it. We're using it. That's how we do wholesale multifamily and do deal finding of multifamily properties anywhere in the United States direct to the owners. So there's direct to broker approach and direct to owner approach. Direct to broker approach, direct to owner approach. We teach both. We have a software that goes direct to owner. We do the direct to broker approach, and that's how we're using Crexy. Right? If you want to know the direct to broker approach and all this stuff, hey, how do I find brokers to conversate with and talk to? Depending on the market you're looking at. I'm taking Ohio, for example. Actually, I think this is Indiana. This is Indiana, excuse me. So if I was in Indiana, looking in Indiana, like how would I actually find brokers? Well, I'm going to scroll through here. I'm going to start looking for who's actually doing enough deals. You see KW popping up, right? You're starting to see some of these other guys pop up. Marcus and Milichat, Bradley, right? The guys that are doing the deals, you're going to see them pretty consistently in here. So I'd be coming in here, EXP, some of these are all mom and pop, right? Bradley. So I'd probably click on here. See how it says View OM? That's the offering memorandum package. Click on that. That's going to be just a nice little marketing piece that goes over the actual deal itself, okay? That's one of the first pieces you're going to download. Then I'm going to come here, and this Mr. Michael Drew, he's the conversation guy I'm going to have a talk with. All these questions, let's say I liked this deal, right? On the market 19 days, right? Little 25-unit property here in the Midwest in Indiana. If I liked it and I did my initial underwriting on it, I'm like, this is interesting. Whether this deal made sense or not is irrelevant. I'm going to call Michael, and I'm going to have the conversation. Here's how the conversation is going to go. Hey, Michael, this is Justin Brennan from the Brennan Pulley Group Capital. Taking a look at your 25 unit here on such and such street. Tell me a little bit about it. It's been on the market about 19 days. I think it's 19 days. Oh, days on market, over 1,000. Never mind. Been a long time. So this thing's clearly something's up with it, right? Overpriced or something's going on with it. But it doesn't matter. I'm going to use it as a lure because Michael's clearly a deal maker in the Bradley Corporation. They're doing stuff around the country. So I'm going to make a conversation to get in the backside with him to be able to find pre-market and off-market deals. But I got to be able to impress Bradley. I got to show him that I know what I'm talking about, even if I'm a newbie, that I can actually start to create the relationships and the opportunities. Does this make sense? Obviously, there's a lot of nuance to this because finding good deals is the number one thing you need to be good at. If you can find good deals, you can make a lot of money because it's deal, debt, equity. Deal, debt, equity. In that order. Deal, debt, equity. Find great deals, the money will chase you. Money loves making money, and it loves making money fast. So that's how you do it. So I hope this helps. We're going to cut this video down a little bit, but then put it on speed. That way we can speed it up a little bit. I hope this helps. Click the links in the descriptions below if you want any more information. Once again, Justin Brennan. Let's rock and roll. Have a great day. Take care.